Hi, I'm Heather from Going Batty, and today I'm going to show you how to make beef stew. Alright, so what we're going to do is I'm going to actually take you from making the actual beef stock first all the way to the beef stew mix and the stuff that goes in the beef stew. So I'm going to turn the camera around and show you everything that I have here. I have my beef soup bones here. I have, this is the ground beef that we canned. This is all of the vegetables that are going to go into like the beef stock. You put a little bit of apple cider vinegar in it, and then you got your salt and pepper. So this is pretty much it. That's all that's really in the beef stock. This we're going to save for just the stew part. That'll come a little later, but I'll show you how I make my beef stock. All right, so we have our soup bones in here, and we're going to just kind of brown them up just a little bit. And then we're going to add our carrots and our celery. All right, and then I'm going to just quarter an onion. I'm not going to peel it or anything. I'm just going to leave the peels on. And my onions were kind of small, so I'm going to do 2 of them. And what we're going to do is we'll strain all this stuff out to where it's just the broth. And then we're going to put a clove of garlic in. And I'm going to just cut it in half. And again, I'm not going to peel it. I'm just going to throw it in here, just like that. And then we're going to put some, I don't know, about that many peppercorns in it, and then some kosher salt in it, like maybe about that much. And then we're going to just stir it around. And now we're going to add water to it. All right, we're going to add our water to it. And just kind of, I'm going to fill this pot up to about right to that nub right here. All right, and we're going to add just a splash of apple cider vinegar. That's going to help pull some of the nutrients out of the bone marrow. So we want that. That's really good for you. So we're just going to let this, we're going to bring it up to a boil and then let it simmer for about 3 or 4 hours. One thing I forgot to tell you is I put a couple of bay leaves in there, so we're just going to stir all that up.
Oh goodness, look at that. Does that not look amazing? You got little bones in there.
Yep.
Am I allowed to chew on the bones, by the way?
No. All right, so we're going to take this this canned ground beef that we have, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this layer of fat out of the top, and I'm actually going to use this fat to make the roux that I need to make to thicken up the beef stew. And if I need more fat than that, I'll use some butter.
Smelling good.
Yeah. Let's see here. I think probably we need a little more. So we're gonna let that melt down. And it's okay if you have a little bit of your ground beef in it. I mean, you kind of can't help that. All right, so now we're gonna put in, let me turn my heat up a little bit. We're going to put in a couple spoonfuls of flour. All right, so what you want to do is just kind of get that flour incorporated with the fat, and you want to cook the rawness out of the flour. You don't want it to, it actually will start loosening back up again and getting a little bit, like it, see how it's kind of clumped up now? It'll loosen back up again. So this is what I mean by it'll loosen back up again. So it was that real thick clump, and now we've got it to where it's starting to want to flat back out again. So we're gonna start adding our beef stock in here. And we're going to just keep adding as much stock as we want in order to make the stew part of it, the sauce for the stew. All right, so we're going to let this cook and we're going to let it thicken up. But while it's doing that, I'm going to go ahead and add back in my my jars of ground beef here. All right, because this is we have to make dinner quick night tonight, we are actually going to use our Thrive vegetables for this. So we're going to use some carrots, some celery, and then some of the onions. Now you can chop up fresh carrots, fresh celery, and fresh onions, but because tonight is a youth group night, we're gonna kind of forego that step and go ahead and use the Thrive stuff right now. And then the other thing that we're gonna do is I will cut up some potatoes, and we're going to cut up some cabbage and put it in here too. We are going to let this cook until it thickens up and until like the potatoes and the cabbage all have, they're cooked all the way through. So that is our beef stew, from broth all the way to stew. Make sure you like and subscribe. Leave any comments or questions you have down below, and more updates as we go. Bye.